Welcome to our YouTube channel here at Heritage Fund Realty and Investments. Today is Wednesday, January 31st, and I want to talk a little bit about the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee and the decision today on interest rates and how that will ultimately affect the mortgage and real estate market. My name is Patrick Grogan, and I'm the real estate and mortgage broker here at Heritage Fund Realty and Investments. And this is our YouTube channel where we talk about current subjects that are interesting and important to our customers, employees, and stakeholders alike. So let's start with the Federal Reserve. As you may have heard, they had their announcement today after their meetings, and they announced that they'd be leaving rates the same, meaning they're not going to raise the rates and they're not going to lower rates. So that leaves the federal funds rate at 5.25 to 5.5. I looked at mortgage rates today, and on conventional, you're looking at high sixes to low sevens. On a VA, FHA loans, you're looking around 6%. That's pretty much where they've been for the last few months. So that means those rates are probably going to stay the same for the time being, and most likely moving into the summer, you're going to have that range of rates on your mortgage. So we're not going to go much deeper into the Federal Reserve and how their rates work, what they're looking for as far as inflation and other market and economic data. That's a much deeper conversation for another time. But for now, what we can take from that is that the mortgage rates aren't going to be moving much for the next few months, probably moving into the summer. So what does that mean for the current real estate and mortgage market? In my estimation, that means things are pretty much going to stay the same for the time being. And I've been talking to clients and other people alike that right now we're in a somewhat of a buyer's market. What I mean by that is that the buyers have slightly more leverage in this current market. And that's for things like homes are staying on the market for 30, 40, 60 days. Buyers have more time to shop. And sellers, in order to get deals done, are having to work at it a little harder, having to negotiate. And like I said, the buyers have a little bit more choice and less competition from their side. So to me, that is a slight buyer's market. What it doesn't mean is that buyers have all the leverage or all the power, because sellers are able to keep their houses on the market for longer because they're in position to hold on to their property and not having to fire sale or get out of properties quickly. Before, when it's a high buyer's market and sellers have to really drop price, is because they're stuck in situations where maybe they had an adjustable rate mortgage, they can no longer afford their mortgage, they're facing foreclosure, things like that. Also, the market prices were dropping, so they needed to sell quickly to get out. And those type of situations. That type of situation is not really in the market now. Most homeowners were able to refinance around 2001, around 2021, 2022. That allows them to get into very low mortgages in the comfortable positions to where it's not a situation where they have to sell. And because there's not a lot of sales and a lot of fire sales, the market price based on comparable sales is staying pretty flat. So that's where the sellers have their power, where they don't have to sell. But all in all, I think the buyers have a little power of one, being able to shop around, and two, having a little bit of negotiation power in this current market. All right, so what does that mean? We're in a slight buyer's market. What does that mean for sellers and buyers alike? Let's start with the sellers. I got my little notes here. For sellers, what does that mean? It means that preparation is key. When you plan to put your property on the market, you must start with a strategy and prepare yourself with as much information as possible. So when you do get into these negotiations, you have already thought out your strategy. So what do I mean by strategy? So first, you need to know what you're looking to do. Is your property a fixer? Is your property totally distressed? Or is your property a turnkey property where you're trying to get top of the market? All those different scenarios have different ways to approach the sale. And that's where working with an experienced local real estate agent and local market expert really does help. For instance, if your property is just a distressed property, there's a certain way to market that, and there's certain things you want to do up front as far as putting yourself in the best position to sell that distressed property. You also may be able to market straight to investors and other type of people that want those type of properties straight from the beginning. If your property is just a fixer, maybe you want to do some of the repairs up front. Maybe you still want to do some things and stage the property so you can get a lot of traffic in and people that may want to buy slight fixers for themselves, but you still need to get them in and you still need to sell them on the property and the property features. If your property is turnkey, that's when you want to do things like get it staged, get professional photos, and really market that to the top of the top and make sure everything is what people want to see. Another thing to do is, and I think this is across the board on any type of property, is you want to get the inspections beforehand. That means a home inspection, a roof inspection, pests and termites, possibly a foundation. If your city has any ordinances, like sewer lateral, sidewalk, those type of things, you want to go ahead and get those reports and those estimates up front. So what does that investment in those inspections up front do for you? Because it will cost a little bit of money. Most of those inspections might be $400 or $500 a piece. The ordinance ones you can usually get for free, but the home inspection, pest inspection, are probably going to be a few $100s for sure. So what does that investment get you? That gets you a lot of information up front. You know exactly what the issues are with your home, and you're not relying on the buyers to come in and do their inspections and then be able to leverage those inspections against you in a negotiation. So you have the inspections up front. Once again, you may be able to do some of the repairs up front if you're willing and able. But if not, you're also able to price your property effectively based on that knowledge, as well as disclose all of that information up front, which gives you a little bit of leverage in a negotiation. So that's a couple things. So one, get yourself prepared with a strategy based on the property type that you're trying to sell. Two, get yourself those inspections up front to arm yourself with as much information as possible. What else I got here? So third is you want to price your property right. So after you do have your inspections done, you do know what type of property you're selling, what type of buyer you are marketing to. You want to price that property right, meaning you want to price it based on who you're looking to sell it to, how fast you're necessarily looking to sell it, how many people you want to get coming through, and are you looking to get multiple offers? Are you just looking to find that particular person that may be interested in your type of property? So once again, that's where working with a local realtor, market professional, and expert comes in handy, because they could show you the comps of properties that have sold in the area recently, what's pending, what's on the market, and you guys can decide based on that where to price it. Because one thing, a lot of agents stick with the normal routine of trying to price it low, get multiple offers over asking, But if we go back to what I said beforehand, you're not necessarily in that seller's market where you're going to all the time get multiple offers. So you sometimes have to price it right to even get people through the door. And then once they do get through the door, buyers are a little bit more sophisticated, and they may be looking to negotiate you down from your asking price. So, like I said, it depends on your specific market and what you're trying to do, but you want to have that discussion and have that strategy of where to price. The final thing is you want to strategize and prepare yourself for a negotiation. And what I mean by that is understand your seller net sheet, meaning how much you have coming out of the property based on the purchase price. After you pay off your mortgage, you pay the closing costs, you pay your commissions, any other fees that come to it. Then be prepared to offer things like seller credit to buy down the loan, pay for some of the closing costs. Different things like that can entice buyers, as well as maintain your purchase price. Because, like I said, a lot of buyers may be looking to come in there and buy their rate down in this high interest rate environment. So for that privilege, they may be willing to come up to your asking price or above your asking price in order to get some of those incentives that may help them more easily afford the home. So you want to plan for certain things like that. So if you are looking to get a certain dollar amount out, maybe you price it a little bit over, but you'll be willing to do some of these seller credits and other things that may be needed in order for you to close a sale, as well as maybe do some repairs. So I think overall, the idea here is preparation and strategy, so you could get to your goal even in this market where it's not just a crazy rush to purchase homes and put offers in. You can still reach your goal because there still are a healthy amount of buyers. You just have to prepare yourself to be able to sell to them, and you actually have to do the work to sell the property. And once again, that's where working with a local licensed realtor like Heritage Fund Realty can come in handy to help get your property sold for the value, price, and outcome that you're looking for. So that's the sellers. What about the buyers? I said it was a buyer's market. What does that mean for them? Is it just easy pickings? Everything you want, you get? Well, not quite. What it means is you have a lot more time to search the market, look for the home that you want, and you have a little bit of leverage in the negotiation. Once again, on the buyer side, preparation is key. One, you need to get pre-approved so you know how much you can afford based on the current market rates. Then, working with your lender and your realtor, you come up with a strategy for your market and the price range that homes that you're looking for in the market are going. How can you get into that price range and get yourself into a competitive position in that price range? Once again, that may come down to things like buying down your interest rate, putting a little bit more down. Maybe it's a down payment assistance type of situation where you're getting down payment assistance and maybe asking the seller for closing costs. There's all kinds of ways to strategize this based on your current financial situation as well as what you're looking at. So once again, preparation is key here, and working with both your lender and your realtor, having everyone on the same page to reach that goal. And once again, that's where working with someone like Heritage Fund Realty and Investments comes in handy, because we have both a mortgage brokerage and a real estate brokerage in-house that can work with you from the beginning on the pre-approval and on the property search to iron out these kinks and figure out exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. So once you have that pre-approval, that's when you can start hitting the market. And once again, in this market, you have more time. Homes are staying on the market for 40, 50, 60 days. So that means you can search around with your realtor and really start comparing what's out there and what you can do in your price range. I mentioned 2001 before. That's when rates were really low, and the competition was so fierce on the buy side. We would have to take clients out on, say, a Thursday, Friday, maybe a weekend. Offers would be due on Monday. You'd have to just put 3 or 4 offers out there to try to get one. Most of the time, you're going to be overbid, and then all those properties that were on the market for that week will be gone. You got to start all over. Now, like I said, you could take your time, really strategize what you're looking for, really compare, and find what you're looking for in this market. Once you do get to the point where you're writing offers, that's where the negotiation comes in. Working with an experienced, licensed realtor will allow you to really leverage this position the most, where you can, put your offers in at a price that is competitive. Also, negotiate for concessions and credits, things of that nature, to really make your plan come to fruition. So negotiation is key, and that's where that market expert, experienced realtor comes in. But all that needs to be part of your plan and your strategy from the beginning. One last thing I'll say is now's the time for buyers. You can look for opportunities in the market as well. If you are someone looking for a home, maybe you do want to look at fixers and see if you can minimize the amount of money you have to come out of pocket for your down payment and your closing costs, and maybe move some of that money into fixing the property up. And then that might be able to get you into a neighborhood or size of a home that you may not have been able to afford in a more hot seller's market. But you can put a little bit of sweat equity and money behind it, and really get your value out of it that way. But either way, once again, the preparation is key here, and working with a loan officer and a realtor that really understands your goals can help you strategize from this perspective. So that's my 2 cents on interest rates, the current market, and a perspective from both the sellers and the buyers. So what's my conclusion? My conclusion is it is a slight buyer's market, but overall it is fairly even for both the buyers and the sellers. And I think overall it is a more healthy market for both the buyers and the sellers. Once again, I think the buyers do have some leverage in this market, and they're able to take their time, strategize, and get into a home as long as they could get pre-approved and get approved for a loan. But from the seller side, even though they don't have, 10, 15 cash offers beating down their door, the home prices have stabilized. And from the seller side, if they were to sell their property and have to get back in the market as a buyer, now they're able to leverage that side of it as well. So I think it is a healthier market for both sides, and there are opportunities from both sides as long as it comes with the proper preparation and planning. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Once again, here at Heritage Fund Realty and Investments, we are a full-service real estate brokerage. We work with both buyers and sellers. We are also a full-service mortgage company. We can originate conventional FHA, VA loans, as well as investment loans, down payment assistance, multifamily, any scenario you may have, we can put it together and we can strategize for you. So it may be worth your while to, take a look below, take a look at our online mortgage application. You can get yourself pre-approved, no risk to you. We don't do hard credit pulls, so it doesn't affect your credit report at all. But you can at least see what you're working with. You could also check out our website, book yourself, a free, no obligation appointment with one of our realtors to strategize a buying or selling plan. We also have a home value estimator where you will get a full report on the value of your home, the comparables in the neighborhood, and things like that. So, we're just looking, to make the process as easy as possible for both buyers and sellers. So give us a look. If you're already here at the YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. We're going to be doing, more informational videos like this. Have other types of videos that we're going to be putting out. We're just trying to build a community and, offer our services to the community and anybody interested. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, I'm Patrick Grogan, and this is Heritage Fund Realty and Investments, and we'll see you next time.